Hi everyone, my name is Charlie, and today I am presenting some sort of currently reading video. I took 3 books with me to my grandmother's, believing that I would actually catch up on some reading, and it's because on Sunday I sat down to read and I read 200 pages of In the Approaches by Nicola Barker. This book follows the character of Mr. Franklin D. Hoff and Ms. Carla Hahn, and they live in this, what's it called? It's called Pet Level, and basically he's gone there to try and get some understanding to like some tragic events that occurred prior to the novel. And so I went into this book expecting some sort of like mystery. It seemed like the sort of thing that I would like. Rural setting, mystery. I was like, yeah, this is for me. And yes, I did buy it because of the sheep on the cover. It is now being returned to the charity shop. I am so glad that I work at a charity shop so I can get rid of it. I got to about the 50-page mark and then saw that it was actually going to turn out to be some sort of rom-com. And it wasn't until I wondered about the strange formatting, because there is a bit of a... There is not really what you'd expect from a novel. The formatting is a bit mixed up. And then I got to a chapter told from the point of view of this guy called Clifford, in which he started directly referencing the fact that he was a character within fiction, and he started talking to the writer, and I was like, oh, it's supposedly an experimental work. Now, it's got all of these great things, great reviews from the Daily Mail and all these other places. Ali Smith gave a review for it, blurbed it, all that fun stuff. I personally read those, so I was at page 270 when I started it on Wednesday, and it took me the 2 days to finish it, because for some reason at that point the novel becomes a bit full of itself, and it's a novel without answers, and we're supposed to accept that. And I was just like, it didn't feel like fiction. It felt like everything outside of the story. Maybe that was what she was trying to write. She was trying to give us all the boring bits of these people's lives. But also if there's this sort of stream of consciousness type prose here that doesn't really come to anything, and it doesn't tell us anything and this about the characters, and the book is an extremely telling narrative. I still don't really know what the characters look like. I have no impression of this world. It felt like 497 pages of notes about the characters and what would need probably properly honing and taken down. And there's even something from the perspective of a parrot, which just makes no sense, has no impact on the book at all. It turns out that the character who starts referencing the fact that he's in a novel is really... there's no point to him either. And the problem is that there is really, you get nothing out of the book. At the end of the day, you get no answers, you get no characters, you get no real setting. You just get this overwhelming sense of eucalyptus mentioned a few times, and the possible saintness of this young girl who had the thalidomide issue. And I expected more from nearly 500 pages of a book, and having heard good things about Nicola Barker in the past, I'm like, I enjoy experimental fiction, but I still need the narrative to have something there. And I know some people say that books don't need plot, but this book came with a plot, and it felt like Nicola Barker had a lot of these big ideas, and then didn't know how to properly formulate them. And it surprised me to read that she was shortlisted and longlisted for the Booker, because maybe it is just she's trying to be arty-farty for the sake of it, really. So yeah, so that really put me off reading. But I did take another 2 books to my nan's now. We're 5 minutes in. I had The Unexpected Inheritance of Inspector Chopra by Vaseem Khan, which I don't know. I thought this was going to be like some different sort of like cozy crime sort of book, and is going to follow this Inspector Chopra who has retired, and on the day he retires there's something about an elephant and a drowned boy, and so I quite like the idea of that, and I'm hoping to get to this at some point. And then I have After the Crash by Michel Bussy, and this is a book that I received from the Willoughby book club subscription thing that my dad got me for Christmas. And basically, a plane crashed years before, and the only survivor was a baby. And on the eve of her 18th birthday, a guy who's been tasked with investigating it has made some discovery, and he's given her a journal with all of his thoughts in it, and that's the point that I'm currently at. It calls itself a thriller. I'm thinking that it's going to be more literary than actual thriller, but I'll find out when I'm reading it, because I did question why I'd been sent it. Because I'm not typically a thriller reader. The thrillers that I do read, I usually tend to give away like once I finish them, because I never go back and read them. I feel like they're definitely like that sort of one shot and you're done sort of thing. But we will see. Yes, this video was entirely taken up by my discussing Nicola Barker's In the Approaches, and yes, I do actually have more I plan on saying in a review. I didn't plan on going into that, but this is what happens to me when I begin to ramble. What are you reading this week? Do let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time, that is all.